Houston has a serious problem. You talked about that. We've talked about it, but it's getting way, way worse. They've now, I think they've only won, 9 games?
Yeah, they're in the cellar in the AL West, which is not a good place to be the cellar of these days.
No, they're in last place at 9 games won and 19 losses. Yeah, I got it right here. Unbelievably bad. So what they've done is they've called up one of their top prospects. His name is Joey Loperfido. Or for those of you wanting to know, it's actually Loperfido. Joey Loperfido, he's going to come in to play first base. And this is fascinating because he has done time in center field, right field, left field, second base, first base, all throughout the minors and some in college. So over the last 25 games at AAA Sugarland, he has been batting .393, .713, 1.106, Brad. Not 1.016, 1.106. That's 72 total bases, 13 home runs, 27 RBIs. That's 25 games in AAA this season, okay? And we know we can't get too hot and bothered about these numbers. Jackson Holliday is a terrific example of why, especially when you compare. Now, this guy's like 24, 25. So there's some maturity there that maybe Jackson Holliday doesn't quite have. Not mental and emotional maturity, just experience, right? But this guy also cruised through the minors. In 2023, he went from high A Asheville all the way to AAA Sugarland in a 124-game stretch.
That's pretty darn good.
It's pretty good. That's fast.
Because, like, a lot of organizations, they'll move guys up, but it feels like a lot of places will only do one step a year. But they're not going to let a guy make the jump and then make the jump again. So to go up 2 levels, they think really highly of him.
Yeah, I think he played.
Really must have been tearing it up at AA.
He did. I think he played 84 games at AA, so that accounts for the lion's share of his 2023 campaign, for sure. It sounds like they gave him a look at the end of the season at AAA, and then probably brought him into camp, and were impressed and left him in AAA. Now they're calling him up. So he's played. Now check this out. This is my favorite part. Joey has played 58 games at first base in his entire minor league experience. 58 games. 276 total games in the minor leagues, and 58 of them have played any time at first base. And they're calling him up to play first base in the bigs.
I think, I don't know, I feel like as an athlete, like, you can play first base, right?
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of times guys will get moved to first base later in their careers. But if you have a good enough glove, they'll put you at first base.
Yeah.
Like, you can fill. The real thing for me here, though, like, aside from him, is like Jose Abreu plays first base.
He does. I was going to get to that. Yep.
So,
and talk about taking an elder statesman and swapping him for the youngest guy you can find.
Yeah. So, are they going to bench him? Are they going to DFA him?
They're not going to option him to AAA.
They can't. They have to DFA him.
Not going to happen.
He's got too much service time.
I don't know what they're going to do.
So yeah, that's the crazy thing to me. I would be really nervous if I was Jose Abreu, but I feel like a lot of times guys, like, they can see the writing on the wall, right? They're like, yeah, it's getting to be the end.
I felt like the writing was already very clearly painted on the wall when he left Chicago. And
right. Well, because it was so bad to start the year last year.
Yep. And then he turned out to be great. Like, he contributed.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting. But basically they need this kid up for his bat. So putting him at first base, you're right, makes a lot of sense. But hopefully he's not a 4A guy. Hopefully
for him.
For Houston. Hopefully for Houston and for him that he's actually a big leaguer. Just waiting.
Yeah.
So we'll keep you updated on that if it gets interesting. If it doesn't get interesting, we're not going to tell you anything about it, baseball family. Just
Right.
Because if it's not interesting, we're not going to care.
I do think, though, I think that we could see Jose Abreu get DFA'd here in the next week and a half.
If this kid performs
if he
well.
does anything at all.
Yeah.
Abreu's gone.